Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Patrick, and this is a guide to Fremennik trials on old school RuneScape. We're doing this on RuneScape 3. I have a version of this guide for that as well, linked in the description. Anyways, on screen right now are the requirements, items needed, items recommended, and rewards for this quest. So there's a lot going on here. Some are self-explanatory, some not so much. I'm going to touch on the not so self-explanatory ones. So there's two things on here that says if crafting a lyre, followed by some skills and items you'll need if you are crafting a lyre. The two ways of getting it is one, obviously by crafting it yourself, or you kill someone named Lanzik. I'll show you where he is later in the quest when that part comes up, but you can go at whichever method you want. I will explain both later on the quest, or later on the video when that part comes up. It really comes down to whether or not you have the stats to craft a lyre, or if you even want to get them. If you don't, you can also boost those levels if you are close. Or you can kill Lanzik, who's like level 40 or level 50 combat level, and the drop rate is about 1 out of 17. Second thing I want to address is moving your house to Relica, which requires 30 construction, and using the teleport to house spell, which requires 40 magic. There's a house portal outside Relica. I think there's also a Relica teleport tablet. Besides these methods, the second fastest way would be to teleport to Camelot and walk there, and even that requires 45 magic, and it's still a pretty far walk, so not really recommended. Last thing, under items recommended, where it says knife and Draugen branch, there's a part where you have to fight something with no armor and weapons. You can't use range or magic, so this is really the only way to sneak a weapon in. It's not necessary whatsoever, but it is very helpful. To start the quest, go to the building in Relica with the yellow marker on it on this map. Talk to Brunt the Chieftain and select the options written on screen. Please pay attention to what I actually wrote on the screen. There is an extra chat option if you started or finished the Mountain Daughter quest. And while you're here, find Manny the Reveler, talk to him, and select the first option that says yes. Take the keg of beer off the table and the beer tankard with actual beer in it. Talk to Manny the Reveler again and select the first chat option that says yes. Go outside the building, and to the northeast, you'll find Olaf the Bard. Talk to him and select the first chat option that says yes. Go towards the entrance of Relica where you'll find Sigli the Huntsman. Talk to him and select the chat options written on screen to receive a talisman. Now, this is part of the quest where you have to get the lyre. You're going to kill Lanzik to get it, who can be found in the building with the green marker on it to the left. If you're going to make it yourself, then go to the yellow marker to the right. These next few parts of the video is all about making the lyres, so I guess if you're killing Lanzik, you can just let the video play in the meantime or something. I'll let you know when the next relevant part for you would come up. Now will be the time to take your woodcutting boost if you're doing that, and click on the swaying tree to take a branch from it. Go a bit southeast until you find a troll named Lolly and a cauldron. Talk to Lolly and select the first option that says Other Human. Okay, so we're still working on crafting a lyre right now. Go to the area in Relica with the yellow marker on it on this map. You can use the teleport tile spell if your house is in Relica, or just simply walk back. Talk to Askeladden to get a pet rock. Go to the small farm behind the house to the southeast and pick 1 cabbage, 1 potato, and 1 onion. Once again, we're still working on crafting a lyre right now. Go back to Lolly. Talk to Lolly, then use the pet rock on Lolly's stew. You're also going to use the cabbage, potato, and onion on it, but make sure you right click them so you don't accidentally eat anything, or else you would have to go back and get another one. Talk to Lolly once again to get golden fleece. Okay, now this part is for everyone, regardless of which method you choose to get the lyre. Go to Seer's village. A fast way to get there would be to use the Camelot teleport or just walk from where you are. If you were killing Lanzik and you already have the lyre, just go to the bar and wait there for a second. If you're crafting it yourself, go to the building with the yellow marker on it to the south. If you're crafting a lyre yourself, climb up the ladder, and if you're boosting your crafting level, now would be time to do it. Use the golden fleece on the spinning wheel to turn it into a ball of golden wool, and use your knife on the branch you cut earlier to turn it into an unstrung lyre, then finally string it by using the ball of golden wool on it. So once you have everything, exit the building and go to the bar to the northwest. Alright, so at this point, everyone should have a fully made lyre. Is all caught up, everyone's at the bar. Talk to the poison salesman and select the chat options written on screen to buy some low alcohol beer. For this next part, you're about to get into a fight, so run over to the bank real quick. Don't get rid of anything that's currently in your inventory, as you might need them, but fill up your empty spaces with food. Also get armor and a weapon if you need it, at least 1 prayer potion if you're using protect from melee. You actually don't even really need armor and food if you're using protect from melee, by the way. Now you're going to click on the hunter talisman that Sigly gave you earlier to activate the locate option, and you'll get directions in your chat box. Simply just follow the directions and keep clicking locate to keep yourself constantly updated as you move to make sure you don't go too far. You're doing this to find a ghost named Dragon. He's in a random spot, so it is different for everyone, but he's always somewhere in the general area between like Seer's village and Relica. Once you're standing exactly in his vicinity, he will appear and you'll have to kill him. Pretty straightforward fight, as he doesn't do anything special. Like I said, if you can use protect from melee, be sure to turn that on if you can. After defeating Dragon, go to the area with the yellow marker on it on this map. Use the beer on the council workman, and in exchange he'll give you a strange object. Cross the bridge and immediately turn west until you see that strange strip of land with all those things around it. Use a raw shark on the strange altar to get an enchanted lyre. Go to the area in Relica with the yellow marker on it on this map. You can use teleport to house spell if you're feeling lazy, or just simply walk there. Talk to Sigly the Huntsman to give him the talisman, and that will complete his trial. Then use the tinderbox on a strange object to light it. On the east side of the long building to the north, there's a pipe on the wall. Use a lit strange object on that pipe to put it inside. Then enter the door to the north, step on stage, and play your enchanted lyre. After a performance, finish the conversation with Olaf afterwards, and you'll now have completed this trial. Exit through the door to the east and go back around through the main entrance. Take the keg of beer off the table again, and use your low alcohol keg on it, and the strange object will explode, distracting everyone. Talk to me and the Reveler again, and select the first chat option that says yes. Finish the conversation with him after drinking contest, and you have completed his trial. Go into the marketplace to the west. Talk to Sigmund the merchant, and select the first option that says yes. Talk to a sailor to the northwest, and select the first chat option that says to ask about the merchant's trial. Go east and find Olaf the Bard. Talk to Olaf the Bard, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go west to the clothing store. Talk to Yurza, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go east to the bar. Talk to Brunt the Chieftain, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go south, talk to Sigly the Huntsman, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go to the building just north of the bar. Talk to Skull Grimmin, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go slightly west, talk to the fisherman, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go south of the marketplace and into the building to the east. Talk to Swensen the navigator, and select the options written on screen. So we're going to do this guy's trial while we're here, which is actually super easy. First, climb down the ladder where you enter a bunch of rooms with portals in it. The directions for which portals to use is basically the letters in Swensen's name. It's also written on screen for you in case you don't get it. Climb up the ladder at the end and finish the conversation with Swensen to complete his trial. Go slightly northwest to find Pierre the Seer, talk to him, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go back to the building just north of the bar. Talk to Thorvald the warrior, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Now go back to the bar. Talk to Manny the Reveler, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Talk to Thor the barkeep, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Step outside the bar, talk to Askeladden, who can be found right outside, and select the options written on screen. Talk to Thor the barkeep again, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Talk to Manny the Reveler, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go to the building just north of the bar, talk to Thorvald the warrior, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go southwest, talk to the Seer, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go to the building to the southeast, talk to Swensen the navigator, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go straight north, talk to the fisherman, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go to the building directly to the east, talk to Skullgrimmen, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go near the entrance of Relica again, talk to Sigly the Huntsman, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go into the bar to the north, talk to Brunt the Chieftain, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go to the clothing store to the northwest, talk to Yurza, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go east, talk to Olaf the Bard, and select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go west to find the sailor on the dock, talk to the sailor, and for the last time, select the first option to ask about the merchant's trial. Go back to the marketplace to the south and talk to Sigmund the merchant. So for this next part, you probably want to go to the bank first. You can't bring any armor or weapons with you, so be sure to bank all that. Magic and range isn't effective either, so you have to melee. And the only way to sneak a weapon in, as I explained in the beginning, is if you have a Draugen branch from the Lost City quest and a knife to craft it into a staff inside. Despite a staff being primarily a magic weapon, you can still melee with it, and it's still much stronger than just, if you were just punching or kicking. This is not necessary at all, though. You can very much complete this next part pretty easily just punching or kicking. You are allowed to bring jewelry if you like. One item that's particularly helpful for this part are rings of recoil. I would recommend 2 or 3 if you're going to bring those. You can bring prayer potions if you want to use protect from melee, although keep in mind if you do that, the ring of recoil won't work. Bring some potions to boost your melee stats if you like. Bring the runes to teleport for a teleport to hell spell if you're going to teleport back, which is 1 air rune, 1 earth rune, and 1 law rune. But be sure not to bring more than that, or else you're going to have to drop them when you get there. And finally, fill the rest of your inventory with food. Definitely do not bring any unnecessary items that aren't on this list, because you won't actually need any other items for the rest of this quest from this point forward. It's why this part is done so close to the end, and when you're ready, go to the building just north of the bar where you'll find Thorvald the warrior. Talk to Thorvald the warrior when you get here and select the first chat option that says yes. When you're ready, climb down a nearby ladder, and you'll have to run around the arena until the guy you have to fight appears. Use your knife on your Dreaming Branch to turn it into a Dreaming Staff if you're doing that. Take your potions to boost your melee stats if you have those. Turn on your prayers, specifically protect from melee if you're using them. You're going to have to fight this guy 4 times, as in after you beat him, he'll heal to full HP and you have to beat him again. He'll get progressively more difficult to beat each time, and you only actually have to beat the first 3 times. The 4th time is actually super hard. Now, when I say you only have to beat the first 3, doesn't mean walk out on the 4th time. You have to let him kill you, but it is a safe death, and you will still pass the trial even though you let the 4th form defeat you. Like I said, you only have to beat the first 3. I remember the first time I actually made this guide, someone complained that what I said about dying on the 4th fight wasn't true. Well, I died on the 4th fight in this video, so nobody can say anything this time. And after the 4th fight, finished the conversation with Thorvald the warrior to finish his trial. Climb down a ladder to get out of here, and go to the building southwest of the market to find Pierre the Seer. Talk to Pierre the Seer and select the chat options written on screen. Try to open the door to the west and select the first option to read the riddle. It's different for everyone, but all the possible riddles and the answers are written on screen. This might be a little hard to see outside of full screen mode. Once you have the answer, click on the door again and choose the second option to solve the riddle. You just simply put in the answer, click enter, and the door will open assuming the answer is correct. Climb up the ladder and search the 5 places written on screen to receive the respective items written next to them. Use the red herring on the range to the west to get some sticky red goop, and use it on the wooden disc that's not red to turn it red. Open and climb down the trapdoor to the very east. Use the 2 red discs on the abstract mural on the west wall to get a vase lid, then go back upstairs. Use the bucket you found on the tap to fill it. Use the full bucket on the empty jug to fill that. Empty the jug by using the drain, then use what's left in the bucket on the jug to get a 2/3 jug. Use the bucket on tap to fill it again. Use the bucket on the 2/3 jug to be left with a 4/5 bucket. Use the 4/5 bucket on the chest to the north next to the bookcase to get a vase. Use the vase on the tap to fill that, then use the vase lid on the vase. Use a sealed vase on the frozen table. Use the frozen key on the range. Climb down the trapdoor to the very east once again. The key you just got will open the door and you can now leave. Finish the conversation with Pierre the Seer and that will complete his trial. Now go to the bar to the east, talk to Brunt the Chieftain, and that will be in the quest. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for future videos to come, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.